look at section 6.1, which is el verbo saber versus el verbo conocer. So Spanish has two verbs that mean to know, both saber and conocer, but they cannot be used interchangeably. So one is used for facts and information, saber, and the other one is used to be familiar, usually with people, places, or things. We'll look at both of them separately. And do note that both of these forms have highly irregular yo forms. For saber, yo sé con acento, claro. Tú sabes, él usted sabe, nosotros sabemos, vosotros sabéis, ellos ustedes saben. El verbo conocer, the yo form yo conozco, tú conoces, conoce, conocemos, conocéis, conocen. Let's look at these individually. As I said, saber means to know, but it's really especially for facts or information. Also how to do something. As I said, the conjugation is sé, sabes, sabe, sabemos, sabéis, saben. For example, no sé tu número de teléfono. I don't know your telephone number. No? Or to know how to do information, we just put, in English we say know how to do something, and in Spanish they just put an infinitive right after the verb. Mi hermana sabe hablar francés. In English we translate that how. No, my sister knows how to speak French. Por ejemplo, sabe hablar francés, sabe hablar español, sabe conducir, lo que sea. And conocer, on the other hand, also means to know, but it means to know people or pets, and also has the meaning of to be familiar with, usually a person, place, or thing. Oftentimes, the most with a place, I would say, and people. So the conjugation is yo conozco, tú conoces, él usted conoce, nosotros conocemos, vosotros conocéis, ustedes conocen. So the only difference here is that they just put in a Z right there. Because conozco, I guess, sounds sort of weird, so they wanted to be conozco, no? Conozco. As I said, it means to know or to be familiar or acquainted with a person, place, or thing. Por ejemplo, ¿conoces la ciudad de Nueva York? Do you know New York City, or rather, are you familiar with New York City? No conozco a tu amigo Esteban. I don't know your friend Esteban. So do know they put this little word a in there when the direct object of conocer is a person or pet. This is called the personal a, and it is used right after the verb. So it's not used with cities. Por ejemplo, ¿conoces La Habana? Do you know Havana? Or ¿conoces a Celia Cruz? Do you know Celia Cruz, famous singer? ¿O ¿conoces a Linda Livingstone? Algo así. So just in terms of the conjugation, there are many other verbs that conjugate just like conocer. One of them would be parecer, to seem. So we have yo conozco. Similarly with parecer, to seem, yo parezco, tú pareces, eres tú parece, parecemos, parecéis, parecen. I seem, you seem, he or she seems. También ofrecer, to offer. Also conjugated just like conocer. Yo ofrezco, tú ofreces, ofrece, ofrecemos, ofrecéis, ofrecen. Another thing to look at is the verbos conducir and traducir. They're also translated almost exactly like conocer, parecer, and ofrecer. But because these are ER verbs and these are IR verbs, there are a few slight differences. But the yo form is sort of what they're trying to get you to notice here. Yo conduzco, tú conduces, usted conduce, conducimos, conducís, conducen. This means to drive. And también el verbo traducir, meaning to translate. Traduzco, traduces, traduce, traducimos, traducís, traducen. So just to look at these really quickly, this inténtalo is in your homework, no? We're just going to begin with saber. José no sabe la hora. Sara y yo sabemos jugar al tenis. We know how to play tennis. ¿Por qué no sabes tú estos verbos? Mis padres saben hablar japonés. Yo sé a qué hora es la clase. Usted no sabe dónde vivo. Mi hermano no sabe nadar. Nosotros sabemos muchas cosas. So as you can see, these are all either facts or information or how to do something, which is el verbo saber. Conversely, the verbo conocer has more the meaning of to know someone or something or to be familiar with. Usted y yo conocemos bien Miami. ¿Tú conoces a mi amigo Manuel? Remember, when the direct object of the verb conocer is a person, we use the personal Ah, ¿tú conoces a mi amigo Manuel? Sergio y Taide conocen mi pueblo. Emiliano conoce a mis padres. Conoce a mis padres, because mis padres are people, ¿no? Yo conozco muy bien el centro. I'm very familiar with, or very well acquainted with, the downtown, ¿no? ¿Ustedes conocen la tienda gigante? Are you familiar with the store gigante? Nosotras conocemos una playa hermosa. We know of or are familiar with a very beautiful beach. ¿Usted conoce a mi profesora? ¿Conoce a mi profesora? Ah, porque mi profesora es una persona.